I would have liked this shot, this whole jail thing to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, I do like that shot of James though.
Between the bars.
Yeah. We could have had a better shot of him with the flashlight on him.
You mean just to hold it more?
Yeah.
Okay.
What makes you want to pick this song?
This song, just because I thought, I guess he's kind of like a maniac in a way, like for the title of the song.
Gatorade sponsor us.
Yeah, it's Gatorade. I just thought it was a song that fit well with the whole internal struggle that the character goes through. So I thought it would just go well. It was like weird how that's the only song I even considered.
That was a little bit abrupt.
Yeah.
That scene to there.
That could have been longer where Sammy...
Yeah.
He kind of just jumps out.
Yeah, that was incredibly abrupt.
Yeah. I remember the spacing was very tight though. Being in the corner.
Yeah, we had like this fence that was literally in the way of them walking.
Mm-hmm.
How's things been since Chelsea? John, I'm sorry.
Feel a little theatrical.
A little bit, yeah. I think Sammy's body language was good in that. Call me later if you want to
go grab a beer.
So you mean as far as the writing was a little theatrical?
Maybe delivery a little bit. Would have been cool if we got a shot of you just walking into the house while he was yelling at you.
With his voice in the background, right?
Yeah. Because that kind of felt abrupt as well.
Mm-hmm. This, I cut out the middle part where I walked from the door to the bathroom. I don't know if that was really needed in the film. I mean, I kind of cut that out. But I guess it got the point across of, like, I'm in the house, you know. If you notice between this flashback and the one of me and Kelsey, the other one is like it's echoey, the color's off, and this one, it's different because I didn't realize how long the flashback actually was, and I didn't want to have the whole scene get lost in the effects of it between color and audio and everything, and sound effects and everything like that. So
this is easily my favorite scene with James. He does really, really well here.
I thought you could see the anxiety he's having and he's unsure about
it. Yeah, you could definitely see all of that. He just looks like himself, and I think that was probably the best. This right here is my favorite scene with James in it.
We've been best friends for a long time. It's really stretching it. Do you think I like running up to some guy taking his wallet?
This scene, this is easily the most miserable to shoot, just because it was torrential downpouring. We were worried about all the equipment. We had an umbrella over the camera, especially in this scene with the exterior of the car. We had the umbrella holding over the camera. It was a pain in the ass to shoot. So. Even in that, you could hear the angst in James' voice. Like, I really don't want to do this, though.
I think we could have held that last shot a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way it was shot was like that was the cutting point. So, had I would have known, I would have stretched it out a little bit. But the way that we shot it was too short. Now, did you know that was a knife when you first saw that? Were you able to identify that as like with a knife, or not really?
No, not really. I was paying more attention to Tim's part.
Mm-hmm. This shot I love. It was a little off because Tim was driving the car and the speed. He didn't really know what speed to use, but I think just a scene of us running, especially with the only lighting being the what do you call those?
Street lights.
The street lights I thought was really good. So that was one of my favorite shots in the film. We had a lot of difficulty with this too, just with the rain. And then the location we used, there's zero lighting. There's really no street lamps.
That right there was a little difficult because all of a sudden there was a cop behind James.
Right, it was a little passive aggressive on the cop to be.
Yeah, we should have had at least, I guess, Sammy chasing you. To see somebody instead of all of a sudden, there's a cop behind James. You know.
Right. This is one of my other favorite scenes too. We used 2 strobe lights, one that James had, one that I had, and he had gel filters to go over the lights, and we just synced it up so it looked like the back of a cop car.
I do like this scene.
Yeah.
I just really wish he didn't have a cowboy hat on Sammy.
It's a sheriff's hat. We were trying to hide his face because the beard and everything. I don't know how else
I figured.
This scene, I actually, the thing behind this was, I think I showed you the scene with Colin Farrell in True Detective, where he just, goes through this huge meltdown of just drugs, alcohol, and everything, and that was the inspiration behind this. Just this whole montage that I go through. So.
They got for Tic Tacs and water.
Yeah. It was a good thing you weren't using that Grey Goose bottle at the time.
Yeah.
Which now has my mouth on it.
I just realized that.
Yeah, I started that also.
I haven't drank from it yet, so I'm aware. Sterilized though.
Yeah.
Sterilized.
Of course.
What made you want to pick this song?
You know what? I was looking for music that wasn't copyrighted. And the thing is, I originally, because if you notice, I wrote in the script, I put Ace of Spades by Motorhead. Which I guess now knowing that would be a nice little tribute maybe to Lemmy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
cool.
I had that. I already used Kid Cudi and the copyrighted music for the opening. And I tried to. A lot of the music and a lot of the score is music that's not copywritten. So that's what I tried to keep it in that because just for the purposes of showing at YouTube, film festival and everything like that. So this is copyright-free music that's actually licensed to Wet Humor.
Okay. I think that's something to work on next time with working on the score. Now that I see it's really important.
Oh yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching, when I was editing this, I was watching a lot of the footage, and you watch it without music, and you're like, this scene sucks.
I think we could have worked on the lighting here a little bit too, because it's really bright in the house.
Yeah, it's natural lighting, which that's one of the things that I feel like could have been. The lighting in every scene really could have been worked on a little bit better.
What I'm talking about, I wish it was a little more dim, a little darker,
Right. Or at least put on some kind of filter. That shot I love too, where I just fall and the camera turns. That was one of my favorite shots. But yeah, the lighting. That could have had a filter or some color correction to portray, because it was a little bright for what was being.
For a guy that was going through some probably depression and all these kind of things, this house is definitely not this well lit.
Right.
Right.
True. I never think of that at the time of shooting.
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
I just know that we needed that lighting, because if not, it was going to be very hard to to see. So.
This part we could have worked on a little more.
This was tough because what happened was, like I said before about the dream sequence, I love that focus too. Kelsey really did a great job with a lot of the shooting. When she did a lot of the camera work like that, that's a great look right there. But yeah, the lighting, was that what we're talking about? Yeah, we're talking about it now.
That shot when Chelsea's...
Oh, right. When she's slitting her wrist. That's what I was talking about before in terms of the color that was used and the echo that was used and everything like that to portray. Because every other flashback or dream sequence has that kind of look to it, besides for the one with me and James where we steal the wallet. So
We're gonna have a baby.
it's funny. We used the pencil for the pregnancy test, which I don't know if you can pick that up.
You can't. I don't think you can.
Right?
Yeah. I wish we took a little more time on this one. This scene.
You mean to stretch it out a little bit?
Yeah. If we stretch this scene out a little more, if we had a conversation that they had before this.
Because that's the only.
Yeah,
the only interaction we see.
Yeah, we just jump into them. We
right.
should have shown a little more where they're like happily in love with each other.
The good times. The good times, right. Yeah, definitely true.
Hey, John.
Yeah, I don't know why I took that little pause before that. It's weird because when I try to...
This was definitely like an actor... like experience for you, like a learning experience for you.
Well, that's what I liked about the whole thing, was that it pushed all of us as actors, James, myself, you know. When I try to be serious sometimes, and I need to work on this, it comes out like I sound like Zoolander almost. You know, and I don't know why that is, but I'm going to have to work on that for the next one.
Definitely. What we need with you is we need to be more patient with you. Like we need you to like recite it like a few times before we get it. But after that, I think we'll be solid.
We were very fortunate too, between the opening graveyard scene and between a lot of these scenes, that most of these days were just cloudy and dark.
That was a little dramatic.
What?
The scene with just like James in the wind.
You know what it was? I wanted to, because I wanted to start hinting at like James's, you know, John is obviously not in the right frame of mind here. He's seeing things, and now this is building up to the final confrontation. So that was the thought process behind putting James in the back seat and him starting to see things. Because really, up until that point, there's no, you know, hallucinating that really takes place. Most of them are just flashbacks. He's passing out, he's falling asleep, he's, you know, seeing all these things in his dreams, but now he's awake, he's conscious, and he's still seeing these things. So the angle of this I didn't really like too much. It could have been more of a dramatic angle. I think tighter would have been better too.
This would have been. This is a tough shot to get a view.
The car accident scene?
Yeah, it's
well, how would you have done that differently?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you?
That's just one of those visual effects that I know has been used in like in other films for car accident scenes. So that was the only way I knew how to do it. But I thought the score for this was good though.
Yeah, this part. Yeah, the score was fine.
I thought the piano fit in well.
Yeah.
It's funny because I started holding my wound, and then I guess the what we used for the blood, it got my arm got stuck. So now the rest of the film I'm holding it in like this, and
that was super abrupt.
The cut.
Yeah. He should have like walked into it or something like that.
Right. Well, it was hard because I didn't want to make him appear. I feel like it'd be kind of corny and cheesy if he just like magically appears. So that's why I started
it's tough. It's tough.
Right.
But we should have gave that a chance. Like you hunching, and then all of a sudden he walks alongside of you, comes into the shot. We should have at least tried it. But none of us were thinking about it.
Yeah, the angles were very good for this too. The tight shot on me.
Yeah, see, there's a little inconsistency there because that last shot you were
there was a lot of that.
And all of a sudden you're
down.
like incredibly hunched over.
Yeah, there's some continuity there.
You took everything away from me and my family.
This took I remember we did a ton of takes for this, but I thought that, you know, he followed direction very well on this, James. He really did. You know, it took him a while, but once we got that done, he nailed this scene for me. But I feel like that right there is what seals it as like James is not there. You know what I mean? Because you had a problem with him not walking in.
See,
but then the fact that he's gone.
I like that though.
You like the fact that he was gone?
Yeah, that when you said sorry, then he disappears. I think that's great. Like, I think that's like perfect. But we should have had him beforehand just walk alongside him. When you said sorry, hit that pan, gone.
And he's just gone, right?
We should have taken a few more.
It was hard with the time we had. If we had more time with Kelsey, I thought we really could have gotten this to be like.
We really could have taken us home.
Because I remember when we were writing the script, how important this scene was to us, and how we understood how dramatic of a build-up it was to this final just collision between these characters. This is the first time where we see all the characters in kind of one. I don't want to say one room, but we see them all in one scene together,
right.
Whether they're in John's mind or not. To him, this is everything. This is the meeting of the minds right here. This is where it happens. So.
How the fuck did I get away with this? Who the fuck am I?
That delivery, I didn't like. I watched that and I was sounding a little theatrical.
See, this is weird too, because all of a sudden she's just looking up, like instead of looking down.
Right. This was impossible to shoot. I had so much expectations for this. I know. I had so many big expectations for this scene, and then the way that it went down. I mean, we reshot it like 4 times. I went out even afterwards by myself with Kristen and just shot it, and it just didn't work. So even
you should just let yourself fall hard on that, bro.
Yeah,
you kind of caught yourself a little.
Yeah. I would have hurt my wrist too, because I fell on my wrist.
Yeah.
If I would have just fell flat,
you probably would have good money.
Exactly. This scene was hard too. We had Tim standing on a little mini ladder above me because we wanted that aerial, that bird's eye shot, but we couldn't get it because we didn't have a ladder big enough. We had like a step ladder, and then it was difficult because Tim had to manually just pan out, like a slow pan.
Yeah.
And it was just hard.
I don't know how I feel about that just one shot of Chelsea and James together. Like, boom. Like, I don't know how I feel about
What would you have...
I don't know. But I think it is essential, but I don't know another way that we could have.
Right. I mean, my thinking behind that was just like, the 2 people that he really... Think about it. It's his fiance, his girlfriend, right? And his best friend. And he screwed both of them over in pretty traumatic ways. I mean, one of them, he ruined his life. He sent him to jail. The other one had an abortion, which is incredibly traumatizing for any person to go through, whether you're a man or a woman, and they were able to see him in his final moments of life, and then as he just, that's it, he's dead. They're standing over him. So
yeah, I mean, we have to work on a few things.
We definitely know for the.
I feel like we're watching this now, and we pick up on these things. I wish that we had like I said, sometime like it would have been so cool if we had a little more backstory where we see Chelsea and John and really happy together. That would have been super cool.
Right.
We definitely have to work with continuity when it comes to the film.
Continuity is huge, and
we
that was a part of rushing too, because as we're trying to rush and get things done, we lose continuity a lot.
I didn't see this.
You didn't see this part?
No.
Yeah, it's a little cast recap. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah. Tim did an awesome job on this.
Shout out to Tim with this, man.
Tim did a great job with this.
Solid.
And it's funny because what was such a choppy shot turns into a great movie poster.
I'm wearing the same hoodie.
Yeah, you are. The same hoodie in there. I know. That's it. That's how it's done.
Cool beans, man.
Yeah.
Some finishing thoughts, some wrapping thoughts.
I mean, I thought. Let me stop this really quick for it. We've both said it. I wish we had more time with it. I wish we had more time with just the cast, more time in the day. But we're definitely going to take those learning experiences and move on to the next film, because once we, sort all these things out, I think we're gonna make a hell of a movie. But hey, for our first movie, I think that was pretty impressive though. I mean, I'm happy with it. I like it. Of course, you watch some scenes and you're like, could have been better. This could have been better. But overall, it really was just It was a good first experience.
I can't complain much for it being like my first film, to be honest with you. You know, I came in this pretty ignorant about the whole situation, you know. So I'm content. I mean, it came out as great as we could do it, and now we know what to look out for the next one.
If anything, it's more motivation for the next one. You know, it makes me hungry to start to write that next piece, to jump in front of the camera, to get behind the camera, think of all the angles, the dialogue, you know, what's going to go into it.
I think like the thing that we really have to hone on in this next one is the little details. God is in the details, and I'm after watching it again, it's God's in the details. Like the littlest of things is probably the most important for this film.
Absolutely. So, all right.